welcome to part 2 of Entwined, and here we are going into the 4th lifetime, which we've got some really harsh orange visuals going on here. Like, this has got to be like a fiery desert kind of thing, you know, this sort of Mirage Saloonish kind of, so hot that you can kind of just feel it through the screen just because of the colour scheme. And there's a definite like burning desert vibe going on here, and what it's making me think of actually is because over on the FC Playthroughs channel I've been playing through Fairy Fencer F recently, which I actually had a pretty dud recording session for that earlier on today, which is kind of why I decided to play the chill out game now to ease off from it. But it reminds me of the Kavara Desert Sanctuary from Fairy Fencer F, because that has got these sort of really hot burning vibe to it. Maybe not so much Sanctuary actually, maybe like the daytime variant of it, because that, and it's got, I guess, sort of similar music to this, like it's got different instrumentation and whatnot, but I get the same kind of vibe from the music. But this one, I seem to remember this one being a little bit easier than the third lifetime, at least from the last time I played it, although that might be a bit of a deceptive thing. Like, it looks like a lot of these earlier gates are coming in pairs, and I think there are some like triplet ones coming up later on in the lifetime as well. But it's not quite as in motion as the third lifetime, although naturally I jinx myself saying that. Which, yeah, it's the nature of the beast. And this is something that I kind of want to do a little bit more often, because I don't really play games live that often, like unless it's like, say, the odd Mario Kart thing here and there, and I kind of think that's one thing that I do want to get a bit better at. It's one thing that I've always been a bit nervous about doing on the channel when it's not something like really easy like Mario Kart, because like with comms there's like just one thing to go wrong, like with post comms, whereas with live playthroughs there's both the quality of my gameplay and the quality of my commentary, which can both screw things up and cause me to have to keep redoing things. But you know, I can probably practice, I can probably get better in time, maybe, hopefully. We'll see. It's because this year I've been, well, last couple of years really, I've had the idea that I want to stop playing FlameHisWorld as safe now. I want to just do some different things on here, which I did a bit with Vanquish and did a little bit like with a few of the other runs, but not really. And anything that gets me out of my, you know, 2D platformer comfort zone, even if it's brief, it's nice to have that change of pace, I suppose. God damn, this game is so relaxing. I can just sit here and think about whatever while I'm playing this, and it's just really sucking me into the mood. Let's keep the link up. And it has to throw the really quick alternating one just as I tried to go into the link, doesn't it? Oh goddamn, I might lose this link actually. This might be the first link I'll lose. Okay, careful now, Flame. That one was easier, right? Now it's the alternating one. I'm close to losing it and I'm getting nervous. Just give me more easy ones. Getting closer. Now let's hold on to this. Don't jinx it. This one's gonna be easy. Yep. Alright, I reckon a couple more, but it's a moving one. Right. As relaxing as this... Oh, I broke the link. As relaxing as this game's atmosphere is, I can get really tense over this when I'm in a link and I'm trying desperately hard not to break it. And I just don't really like breaking the link, because although I haven't lost, because as I said in the first part, there's no game over state, it's still a little bit disheartening. Okay, give me more of them ones that are just one-sided. Right, let's try and make the link again. How did I lose that? Come on, I'm getting tense now. I need to focus. I need to do well. Okay, come on. A couple more, I reckon. Let's do this. Okay, that was just one mistake. Let's play it. Play it cool. There we go. I was getting worried for a minute there. I thought that could have gone like a lot worse than that. Like, I was doing okay on the first link, like a little bit thrown off because I screwed it up early on, but like I was going okay, and then just once I broke that one, it just sort of went to pot for a little while, but I managed to rescue it. And this desert scape here, look at how gorgeous this is. Like, you can just feel like the heat radiating off of this place, especially with like the reflections, or like, yeah, because it's just sort of, as you skim it, you see the little reflection in the wall. I don't know if that's meant to be like an oasis, or whether that's just meant to be like a shiny floor just for the creative effect of it. But either way, like, I'm just gazing at this in awe, really. And this is like the 4th time I've played through this game as well, and it's still getting to me like that. Like, it still just triggers all those emotions in me. But not really emotions, just like the just general feeling of like, this is so gorgeous. Down we go. The 5th lifetime. We're about halfway through now, given there's 9 lifetimes in the game, but this one, I seem to recall having some trouble with this one, and part of the reason for that is the little animations on the gates can throw me off a bit, because you notice that as well as bobbing around the circle, they also get thinner and then wider and just sort of animate like that. And that's another variable that you got to kind of keep your eye on, because if you fall outside of it, you know that's another break on the gate, and you don't want to do that, especially if you're building up links. And look at this gorgeous orange kind of spectacle on the screen right now that I know YouTube is going to kill the quality of something rotten. And that's one thing I will say for this game, guys, is that I'm showing it here, but I would strongly recommend playing this for yourself, to, if anything, just to get the feeling that I'm trying to demonstrate here, because like, this does look nice in the video, but playing it and watching it play out in real time, it's something really special. Something that I just, you know, I can only communicate so much about. Like, look at all these different bits. I guess this is meant to be like debris, because it looks like it's sort of following on from the desert look from the previous lifetime. And of course every lifetime has this tunnel layout, that's kind of how the game's structured. But you get the different things flying around the tunnel, and I thought I missed that one. But you get these different things flying around, and that's what kind of creates the unique look and makes each lifetime distinct. I'm still trying to get a feel for whether I play better with me hands constantly on the sticks, or whether I'm better taking it off in between each gate. Maybe a combination of the two, we'll see. It's when they're moving like that that I get a little bit antsy and I'm not sure where to put myself. And like, now the moving ones are sort of going backwards and forwards a bit as well, and yeah, I need to keep on the ball. Oop. No, I broke the link. God damn it. Need to pick up more of the little collectibles. I don't know if they actually have a name or whether they are just like little collectibles. I think probably works better if they're just sort of there rather than if there's some sort of explanation for what they are, just because, like, you know, it's a piece it together for yourself ambiguity kind of game that uses that to its strength. Oh, goddamn, I need to pick up the slack a little bit here. Let's do this. It always gives me a hard one as soon as I get into the link. I don't know if it's doing that on purpose or if I'm just bad at timing. It's probably the latter. Okay, a few more. Yep, there we go. Now let's get these two entwined, just like the rest of them. Of course, some lightning here. This is intense, this particular end of lifetime scene. I guess this kind of dreamscape, that's probably the best way of describing it. But as we're going here, kind of climbing up the volcano, which I wouldn't recommend. Kids, active volcanoes not safe. Now let's see, where did I miss some of these? I'm completely losing my bearings. No, not in the volcano, that's really not safe. There we go. And that purple, goddamn, that is intense. Like, purple's not the kind of colour I would naturally put with orange. It's just like such a harsh kind of, not even a contrast, it just sits alongside it. And it's a very overwhelming kind of look. But for this particular lifetime, I think that's what they're intentionally going for, and it just works so well there, having the purple trail coming alongside the volcano. The 6th lifetime, and here we've got a completely different aesthetic altogether, which, you know, it's more of a sky looking thing, which, comparing that to the volcano, it's like an evolution. You give sacrificing the danger for something a little bit more peaceful, which is actually kind of deceptive, given this is more difficult than the last one. And I believe the reason for that, at least what I remember, is that now you start getting the colours on the wrong side. So you can either go to the safe route, the green in the centrepiece, or you can try and line it up so you get an orange one on the left and a blue one on the right. And bear in mind that the two can't cross over. So you get down to the centre there, they can't cross over, they can't get into the other one's thing on the other one's side, so you kind of got to play it a bit careful and not try and like approach it without thinking. You do have to be thinking the whole time here, really, because especially when they're swiveling around like that, it's very easy to think you're going to make it through a particular gate and then you don't because of that. Like, I barely made that through there. Will I make the green? Yes, barely made the green. That was kind of relieving, not gonna lie. Yeah, see that one, it looked for a minute like I might have been able to get through the blue part at the bottom, but it just gone over to the orange side a bit too early for me, so I had to kind of realign myself at the last second. But I can see this is being one where I may have a bit of trouble maintaining the links as I establish them, so look forward to that, I guess. This is making me think of what little I've seen of the game Sky, which is a game from the like Journey and Flower devs, and that I believe is mobile only, which is a shame, but I kind of think they can do some clever things with the Sky aesthetic. If you think the other games like that, like say Journey does it with a desert, like it really explores the desert environment and makes it look as beautiful as they could. And then when 505 Games did Abzu, and that does the underwater thing, and that is like one of the most gorgeous games I've ever played. And yes, I will have my little session of gushing over Abzu every opportunity I get. You're never going to escape that, because it's like legitimately one of my favourite games I've ever played. But yeah, that could be kind of interesting. Again, it's a shame there's a mobile thing. Like, I really don't play mobile games, which is partially because I just don't. Like, I'm not that big on the whole touchscreen thing and mobile game controls and whatnot. Also because my phone is very old, and if you put anything modern on it that like isn't like, say, the fucking Facebook or Twitter apps or anything more complex than that, then it kind of likes to lock up. Because I believe it's an iPhone 5, crap. I believe it's an iPhone 5, which is the 2013 model. And I've actually replaced the battery in it once, or, well, I had a guy in the shop replace the battery in it, because Lord knows I wouldn't know what I'm doing with it. So it has worked around that arbitrary slowdown thing that Apple like to put in their things. So I'm screwing up big time here. So it goes a lot quicker than a 5-year-old iPhone usually would, but it still really does show its age, which is unfortunate. Also, I don't really use my phone enough to justify buying a new one, because phones are fucking expensive, people. So I've looked around and like, either you have to really increase your contract, which means paying out money every month, which I don't even like doing, like, begrudgingly, or you got to pay out for like a mega expensive phone in one payment, and I just ain't willing to do that, you know. And granted, there are only like a handful of mobile games that ever interest me. I suppose the other solution would be like to get, you know, like a tablet or something, but my parents have tablets and things, and I've used them, and I don't get on with them. I don't get on with like trying to do anything more than, you know, maybe going on Twitter or whatever on a tablet. It's just not convenient. The things freeze, they're not comfortable to use, and they don't always register to your fingers. I've noticed sometimes I swear I'm tapping the screen and it's just not playing ball. Maybe that's just me, but this is kind of a pretty dreamscape to have at the end as well, because it's got these sort of mountainous areas, and this is the kind of thing that I kind of wish I had more of a drive to get outside. Like, I know a lot of my shut-inness is down to my anxiety, which I can't really do too much about, at least not at once. But I've always had this kind of longing in the back of my mind that one day I'll be able to just get out to somewhere like really, you know, open and like a mountainous region that just has like mountains off in the background, and could just appreciate it, preferably somewhere where it's like really cold and chilly and you can just appreciate that environment for what it is. It's like, there's some beautiful areas out there that I've seen pictures of, and, you know, it's something that I'll never not appreciate as an aesthetic. But ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time for the last 3 lifetimes of Entwined.